Hi, my name is Ariana and I am born and raised in Los Angeles, California. This is my home and I've recently moved back here from Mexico. I have a couple of videos on my Mexican adventures and the housing market in Mexico, specifically where I was, so I'll link that video for you guys up above. But basically I'm back in Los Angeles and recently I've toured a few homes on the west side of Los Angeles, and I'm sure you've heard at this point that Los Angeles real estate is very expensive, and especially true in Venice and Santa Monica, so the west side of Los Angeles. Because I was very interested in looking at these different homes, my boyfriend and I went and explored them, and in this video I want to show you guys what 2 million plus gets you in the Venice area specifically. All of these homes that I'm going to show you vary in bedrooms and bathrooms as well as style. So a few are some complexes, so there's multiple units that you can rent out if you decide to purchase this land. There's also some homes that are much smaller, so there is a lot to see, and all of them are over $2 million, so you can kind of get an idea of what this range really gets you. So let's dive into the first home. Here is house number 1, and we are on the ground floor out of 4 bedrooms that we will see in this property. There's actually going to be extra space for the possibility of renting out this home and as the other apartments as well. So it's a really cool space. There's a lot of light, as you can see in this first bedroom. There's also an attached bathroom, which is just really ideal. And the space itself is pretty modern looking. It looks like it was renovated, and it looks like a lot cleaner and a lot more modern. So we really appreciated this. And then going into the second bedroom, there's also another bathroom attached to it, which is really nice. The tenants that currently lived here, they said that they're really enjoying the space and that it is a little small, but they are able to make it work, and a lot of the tenants here work full time, and so they actually don't spend too much time in this property. But my idea here, if I was interested in this home, is to maybe expand the kitchen and maybe get rid of this room and make it like a formal dining room or something of that nature. And then it takes you to the back where there is a laundry unit. There's also a second bathroom and then access to the out, but there's also another bedroom back here. So I feel like maybe these extra bedrooms, if you're not wanting to rent it out, you can maybe take down a wall and expand the kitchen, maybe make a dining room area and all of that good stuff. Then in the back here, there's a plenty of space. You can definitely maybe make a garden, expand this area and make it really unique. There's also a shed and then this back unit upstairs and downstairs. So we weren't able to go in there because there's currently tenants there. However, I hear that the tenants are, really great people, that they are pay on time and all that stuff. So of course, if you're looking at a property with the potential of renting it out, you're gonna have to be a landlord, and that can be pretty challenging. Now for house number 2, which is actually a little less than the previous one we saw. However, it's a much smaller property, and it's just one house with 3 bedrooms and 2.5 baths. This house has a lot of light, and all of the ones I wanted to see in Los Angeles, and the west side specifically, are all really bright. It's like, that's exactly what I wanted. And luckily, a lot of these homes are pretty modern as well. So as we enter from the back area, we're right into the kitchen and the pantry. It's very bright and very clean looking. Then the living room and dining room as well are all attached. So it's kind of an open concept, again with that beautiful light coming in from Venice and the entryway to this whole area as well. So I'll do a little view of upstairs. It is a few stories up, and it does include a rooftop as well, so that's pretty cool to see. There is office space and bedroom space, so that's really nice to see. This first room in here would maybe be more like an office space, and this is what I do every time I go in and see homes. I'm trying to picture what I would want to do and what would I want to change, because everything can be pretty, everything won't always fit what you want, like the way it comes. So if you have the opportunity to renovate or do something, I want to think of it like long term. So as you saw some of the bedrooms there, we're leaving that floor and going upstairs. And this is the next few stories of the house. It's really quite a lot of stairs, as you're seeing, and so this might not be, great for long term, it might be harder in older age to go up so many steps, or if you have any pets, that's a lot of steps to go up. So that was something that we were considering as well. As you can see here, that was a bathroom on the top floor, along with the master bedroom that has its own balcony and some views of palm trees, which is, of course, very California. The bedroom here is really nice. Again, there's not really, it's like really open and bright, which is great, but some things I would change. There's not really a formal closet in there, and then, yeah, there's just some things that we'd want to change, but still really cool to see. And then the very top floor is, of course, the rooftop with some space to sit down. There's also a little fireplace up there, and then just some more views. So it's a really cool space. This is the whole downstairs area. I really loved it. Now on to house number 3. The pricing is pretty similar. It's still less than the very first one that we saw, but as you saw, it's 8 bedrooms. So this is going to be a similar concept to the first house we looked at, where there's multiple units that you can rent out. So you're going to have to play landlord for here if you want like this kind of property. This first unit that we're looking at here is a tenant that let us in to check it out. It's a bottom floor, not too much light, but a pretty big space. And this home here, these tenants have a small child as well, so they're looking to maybe expand to a bigger home, which is really cool. They seem to make use of the space, which is nice to see. And in the living room, there is actually a lot of light. But coming out of that area, you're going towards the back here. And this is where you would have parking and some common area. It's really nicely decorated, and it's always good to have your own parking area so that there's no trouble there. And I kind of went back to the middle area there into another unit that we were able to see. Again, very modern, and this nice little patio out front for them. It's really, really, really pretty. I do like that. Again, there's a lot of light for this area specifically, not so much like the one in the front where it was a lot darker. This is a lot brighter, a lot more open, it feels like to me. I like the kitchen a little more. It's a similar layout to the next one that we're going to see upstairs. It's another unit within that same complex, but I like how it was decorated. The rooms are pretty small, but it really depends like what you want to do with the rooms, how many of you there are. Like you have to kind of consider how many years you see yourself in a home like this. If it's a lifelong home, then you want to start thinking ahead as well. The bathroom is pretty cool. I thought that it was really nicely renovated, and with each bathroom, there is a bedroom, and a lot of these tenants kept the bedrooms pretty simple, which is also really nice to see. There's some windows, there's some space, but overall, as you can see, it's pretty small. There is a little walkway, and overall, this would be a great unit to rent out, especially for someone young in Santa Monica or in Venice who want to live on the west side, but it can get pretty expensive. So I feel like this could be a really nice place for somebody. This unit particularly, I know that it was 3 girls, I believe, that were splitting the cost. Then upstairs is another unit. This is the last unit on the property. This one had a tenant that's lived there for many, many years, so it hasn't been renovated or updated. But as you can see, they do have their own little balcony view. It is upstairs, so you would get a lot more light, but compared to the one that we just saw, it's a lot older looking. Again, there hasn't been any renovations like the other units have had, but there are some really nice aspects of it. So overall, I really did enjoy that house as well. Now on to house number 4, which, spoiler, is my absolute favorite. As you're watching here, we are coming up to the front of the home, so I love how open it is. It's also like already so bright looking there. I think the way they decorated this, as you can see, is just really appealing to me, at least personally. So I love how much light there is. It's a little retro looking, but with some modern twists to it. The kitchen is lovely and open. I love that there's space to put everything you want and that there's a big window. And yeah, a lot of space for your things, which looks like it would be small, but there's a lot of cabinets and things of that nature. Then you walk through the hallway and there's this grand room. I think they just decorated really nice, so it just really brings out like the potential of what you can do with the space. So I really enjoyed this area of the home. I also love this wall here that they decorated. Everything looks really modern to me. This is also the master bedroom, so it has access to the backyard with French doors and then a tub in the bathroom, and I believe there's a shower. Yes, there's a shower as well. So it's a really beautiful room. It's nothing crazy, you know, there's other houses that we just saw that maybe are a little bigger, but it's still so beautiful. This is the bathroom for that other room that we saw, and it's really beautiful. I would assume this would also be the guest bedroom. I mean, sorry, this would also be the guest bathroom with a skylight. So that room was pretty toasty, but so beautiful. There's an in-unit laundry, which is of course so important, and another little room which can be turned into a bedroom, but we would maybe use it as an office. And then some backyard space with some parking. And then this used to be a parking kind of area too, but this owner renovated it so she can use it as a work from home office. So I thought that was really cool. It can maybe be a space that you rent out for Airbnb. So I love thinking of that kind of way, like what can I do with the space? Airbnb is an awesome option just to have some extra income. But another view of the kitchen because I love it. And then from the living room, there are steps that go upstairs, and this is kind of just a loft area. So again, it could be another office if you wanted to, or maybe they use it as a guest room. You can sit up there, you know, have guests over. Maybe you can put your TV up there, something like that, anything that you can creatively come up with. This home had a lot of skylights, and that's just something I've been super into lately as well. Like, I just want a home with a lot of skylights. The living room is adorable too, and yeah, again, I think you can notice from this video that there's just a lot of really nice decor and thought put into everything, so I think that really made the house stand out. Now for house number 5, the pricing is pretty similar to everything we've seen so far, but this is again another open concept home, very similar to house number 2 that we saw, but the kitchen is a lot bigger, there's a lot of light, there's a lot of storage it seems like, and I like the modern look of it. There's also a small bathroom off to the side, which is great for guests, so it's always nice to have an extra little half bath for guests to use. There's in-unit laundry, so that's always really important too. Luckily, all the homes that we've seen in this video, they all have laundry, which is great. There's a little bar there, and then we just went straight upstairs to check it out. There is a rooftop with this home as well, which is really great. And luckily there's a lot of space. There are a lot of stairs, so kind of similar to what I mentioned before, it could be difficult if you are maybe older or if you have a lot of pets or young kids running around. It could be a little dangerous, but you can work it out. This is the master room with its own balcony, a lot of light, a big bathroom, a his and her sink, which is really awesome. And I just really love the light. Every time I watch these videos, I'm like, yep, I really want all the light. And a big closet doesn't hurt as well. So a good walk-in closet, a little office space, that's really cool too, or maybe you can turn it into a little yoga space. There is additional bedrooms too, so that's really nice to see. I believe, yes, right off the bedroom is a bathroom. There's 2 sinks as well, so that's really nice, really convenient if maybe you have siblings and they don't want to share a sink or something like that. This room was left empty, but can be another great room with a lot of natural light. The grand finale for this area is the rooftop, and we really enjoy a rooftop. We ideally would love one in a forever home, but it seems a really popular thing that people do in the west side of Los Angeles. Great views, it feels a little more open. There are a lot of cars around, but it didn't seem loud to me at that time. This couch is really cool outside as well. And then back downstairs, a bigger view of the whole living room area, that open concept of this home. And I'm really glad that we got to check it out. So as you can see, these are some very unique properties in Venice, California. So we actually didn't end up going with any of these. As you can see, it is just a lot to consider. It is very expensive, and ultimately we're really holding out for some place that we truly love and we want to see and picture ourselves there. And none of these really hit that for us. As of now, all of these properties have been sold. I've re-looked at them on Redfin and they're all sold. A lot, actually the majority, property sold for over asking, which is a very common thing right now. And yeah, right now we are actually living in an apartment in Santa Monica. We are on the border of Venice, so it's actually really nice. And I think I'll do a video on that, give you a tour of our property eventually. But thank you guys for tuning in, and I'll definitely be looking at more properties. So subscribe so that you don't miss out on some of those videos if you're interested in Los Angeles real estate. I'll catch you in the next one.